So, what is the process like in starting an anesthesiology remediation and reentry program? Well, it takes about 3 to 6 months, and it's a process. Um, it's really change management 101. And one of the first things you have to do is convene a coalition of the willing, a work group. And that work group evaluates the feasibility of the program in that facility and then oversees the project planning and implementation phases. So the first part, um, the way we look at it is really the convening of that work group. And that work group typically, by the way, would have somebody from academic affairs, somebody from the medical staff office, somebody from the executive team, anesthesiologists, and perhaps other surgeons or perioperative personnel. That committee would, under the collaboration of ARRP, would review the bylaws and ensure that there were one or more pathways whereby this program could be rolled out, and to be rolled out without running afoul of any provision in the bylaws. One of the very first decisions in that rollout is to decide, is this program going to fall under the medical staff office and be a true blue fellowship, or on the other hand, is this going to fall under the medical staff office and instead be a program that really falls under the proctoring and supervision aspects of the bylaws. Once the bylaws are reviewed and analysis is completed, subsequent activities include developing and implementing paperwork, determining who's going to be faculty and training them. It involves rolling out a formative evaluation system. It involves setting up committees to help evaluate and assess the clinical competency of the enrollees, and then progresses them. And those are sort of the 4 or 5 highlights that are part of every implementation. And to summarize the parts of the implementation, it's work group development, review of bylaws, rolling out of paperwork, discerning who your faculty are, training those faculty, and developing process maps with regard to how we source, screen, and qualify enrollees, and developing roadmaps on how we advance people through the program. So, Mark, how do you advance people through the program? Well, we like to divide this up into 4 phases. The first phase of the program is observation. And that's where an enrollee will observe anesthesia being delivered. They'll ask questions. The faculty might share with them what they're doing and why. The faculty might ask them questions to probe on areas that they might need to focus on when they start. But that observation period is the first phase, and that can last anywhere from days to weeks. The second phase is assistance. And by assistance, we mean that the enrollee is working alongside a faculty member, and together they are working on a case. It is the faculty member's case. It is their patient, their responsibility. But the enrollee is assisting them. Maybe they're helping mask the patient. Maybe they're starting an IV. Maybe they're placing a block. Maybe they are, helping with an induction, or overseeing or involved in emergence. But all of these activities really are them assisting the faculty member with their case, and that's why we call it assisting. The third phase is direct supervision. And the direct supervision phase requires that the attending anesthesiologist really discusses, along with the enrollee, the anesthesia plan, and the enrollee executes that plan with the faculty member coming in throughout the case and observing critical parts of that case as per the plan. Naturally, of course, if there's some sort of unexpected occurrence during the case, they might come in during those times They will come out during other times that might not be as critical, but just are touchstones in the overall are just touchstones in the overall anesthetic. The fourth phase is general supervision. This phase is very different from phases 1, 2, and 3. What makes phase 4 different is the enrollee is developing the anesthesia plan. They are evaluating the patient, thinking through their plan, which ultimately in anesthesia involves a plan B and a plan C, because sometimes things just don't happen the way you expect. And then they discuss this plan with the faculty member, and the enrollee then goes and takes care of that patient according to that plan that was developed by that enrollee. And the faculty member will come in from time to time to ensure that that plan is being followed in a faithful, methodical way. They'll also come in during critical parts of the case as needed, and whenever that enrollee requests their presence. So in summary, the 4 phases of progression are: number 1, observation; number 2, assisting; phase 3, direct supervision; and phase 4, general supervision. Those phases involve more and more autonomy being given to the enrollee as they go through the program, and commensurately, less and less involvement by the faculty members as they progress through the program, and it's not needed.